Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liberty Magic at Home, a project of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust. Tonight's show features two Los Angeles-based magicians, Robert Ramirez and Siegfried Tieber. So let's welcome from her basement in Braddock Hills, your host, Zoe Root. Welcome back to the show, everyone, to the one and only virtual place where you can experience Liberty Magic's close-up parlor room exclusives right from the comfort of your couch or your floor or your bed or wherever you happen to be seated tonight. Now, we want to keep bringing you weekly episodes of Liberty Magic at Home, but to do so, we need your help. So visit trustarts.org/donate and throw us a few bucks tonight. On this evening's episode, I am going to introduce you to two of LA's most charming men in magic. See what I did there? Charming. So first, I would love to welcome to the show the musical theater magician himself. He performed in none other than Lin-Manuel Miranda's first hit musical, In the Heights, and he was a Pittsburgh favorite during the holiday season last year, Robert Ramirez.
We're here. We did it.
We did it, Robert. It's so good to see you again.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting ukulele. I'm so glad you brought that along.
Yeah, well, I have some to choose from. I haven't broken them yet. In like a concert, like I finished playing, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen one of these days.
One of these days, I hope I'm there to see that.
Yeah, it'll probably happen. I'm pretty sure.
Love it. Robert, I think I can speak on behalf of the entire greater Pittsburgh area when I say that I am jealous. It snowed today in Pittsburgh, and I can only assume that it is sunny and beautiful in LA.
It is so hot that we just got this big old fan to help cool down. All the windows are open. I had to put pants on for this show.
Did you, though? Because I can't see what's below. Did you have to?
I had to put pants on.
Love it. Okay, well, Robert, speaking of LA, you perform pretty regularly at the Magic Castle in LA, which is known worldwide as probably the most famous magic venue. In a lot of ways, I think the Magic Castle kind of laid the groundwork for what all of the magic dedicated venues do. So since you have the experience of performing at the castle and also at Liberty Magic, I wonder if you could kind of compare your time experience in performance in LA versus at Liberty Magic.
Well, what's something that's very interesting about magic and performing magic or being hired to do magic at events is most of the time people are not expecting a magician. There are not many places one would expect to find a magician. So when magicians do like cocktail hours, if I do a wedding cocktail hour or a restaurant or something, a lot of the times it's really hard to kind of start doing magic for people because a lot of people are kind of very not off-put by it, but they're kind of like, oh, there's a magician. This is weird. I don't want to see magic right now. But when it comes to venues like the Castle and at Liberty Magic, people are going specifically to see magicians. They know both venues are there. They're the epicenter of magic. If they go, they're just going to see magic. So they're going to see magic. So it's really, always have great audiences at the Magic Castle because, hundreds of people come every single night, 7 days a week. And they're all excited to see magic. So it's very easy to just say, would you like to see a card trick to a stranger? Because they're like, well, yes, of course. They're just looking for magicians to do magic. And it's something that the castle is very big on, is having magicians or magic continually going on, excuse me, all night. And what Liberty does, which is great, is you get almost more of an intimate feeling because it's more of a theatrical show with one magician there. Excuse me. So like, it's very cool that, 60 people come and they get to sit in a smaller room than like a big stage show. And we get to see different types of magic and a kind of an old form of storytelling through magic. And that's what I loved about Liberty is it felt like I was still at the castle, is I still had large groups of people that were excited to see magic. And they, participated. If you said, I need a spectator, someone to help me, hands always were raised. No one was afraid. Everyone was there to have fun and play. And I think that's kind of what makes these theaters and these spaces for magicians work so well, is people are excited to see it. It's not, you can't just, go down the street and go, a magician. There's not like a store for magicians.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, speaking of people who are excited to see magic, I want to introduce you to two of our VIP subscribers, Matt and Tim. Welcome to the show, Matt and Tim.
Hey, Zoe.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love it. Awesome. Well, now that we've got some potential audience volunteers here, Robert, can you share with us a piece of magic?
Yes, of course. I love Zoe, you're missing your mustache. Matt and Tim got the memo on it. I don't know why you don't have a mustache. We've got that.
I'll work on growing it. I'll stop.
Okay, thank you. It's Friday, so I figured we could have a little cocktail here. This isn't traditional, but this is just so it's easier to see on the camera here. Ooh, I can see. Okay, so we've got like a little blue liquid here, a little green one, a little red one. I'm going to ask my fiance, Gwen, to open the door to let more light in. Will you do that for me? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then we've got a little champagne bucket. We can see the champagne bucket is empty. I don't know why I showed it at the microphone like that. Oh, my goodness, it's beautiful. And then 3 little solid little plastic tumblers here. They're solid all the way through. They're gonna individually one at a time go into the bucket, but not quite yet because we gotta mix our little cocktail here. So we're gonna take the blue juice here and we're gonna pour the blue juice into our empty bucket. Wonderful. Then we got the little green concoction here.
I love it. You're like a mad scientist.
I've gone mad with power. And finally, our red concoction here. Wonderful. Now we're going to give that a little mix. It's got its own little music to it. All right, perfect. So we've got green, blue, and red. Tim, which one do you want? Which one would you like, green, blue, or red first?
The green.
The green. Perfect. Let's see if I can get all the green. That's a little difficult. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. You see, that's all just the green.
Wow.
Okay, next, blue or red?
Red, please.
Red. Okay, perfect. Cup is going in. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that was a little messy, but we got the last one. Of course, blue must be the last one, so we're gonna get the blue one. There's the blue one, of course. To prove there's nothing in there, we'll pour the remains into my. Ooh, look at a little purple, gross concoction of all three of them came out.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing in the barrel. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, I took elementary school science, and that's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, no. That's why it's magic.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks, Matt and Tim, for joining in on that piece of magic. Stick around because we have more for you later in the show, okay?
We'll be here.
Awesome. Now, Robert, you actually have some really exciting news to share with us. And this actually happened since quarantine started, right?
Yes, this happened during quarantine. I had this huge thing planned. I was going to propose to my girlfriend, and everything was closed down, and all my plans weren't going to happen. So we just had a very romantic little dinner. We turned off all the electronics. We stood in our little dining room area. And I told her how much I loved her, and I proposed to my girlfriend. She's now my fiance, Gwen. You had the chance to meet her, too, which was great. She came to visit while I was doing Liberty, which was wonderful.
I did. I got to meet her, and I actually got a Christmas card from you guys because you guys were here during Christmas. And
Yes.
I want to show everyone this Christmas card because you guys, Robert's fiance is also an incredible artist. She designed this card. And she actually said that this card depicts her favorite thing to do with you, Robert, which is just being in the same room, working side by side on your own individual projects, which I think is the most romantic and adorable thing. And it must make quarantining together a breeze.
Yes, it's been very nice. We both, what it turns into, the only fighting we do is we just fight to make sure that the other one's doing work, so that one of us isn't just lounging around doing anything. And it's usually me lounging around doing nothing. She goes, Robert, this is sacred work hours. You need to be working on something.
Love it. Okay. Well, for anyone watching at home who wants to start working on some magic, you have a way to help them with that, right?
Yes, on my website, I've been releasing some magic downloads or tutorials on magic. They're $6, only $6. A lot of these big name magic companies, sell them for like 10 or 15. But I self-produce everything, and Gwen helps me with all the designing of the cover arts and stuff. So they vary from like very easy self-working magic tricks or stuff you can learn simply with no sleight of hand. It just kind of works if you just follow the instructions, which is really cool, to harder stuff that has some more sleight of hand stuff that you can practice and get used to doing. But it ranges, and every couple of weeks we put up a new one. Right now there's, I think, 5 on there. One of the tricks that I did on Penn and Teller or Fool Us using an iPhone, there's a little 4-trick project of that's on there right now that's been up there for a couple of years, which is really, really cool. And is really easy to do magic that uses cell phones. It has no, card tricks or anything involved with it, which is really, really different, I think.
That's great. I'll have to check that out myself. I'm working on my magic skills because they are definitely lacking. But right now, I want to bring onto the show someone who is actually quarantining just a few streets away from you in LA, Robert. Let's all welcome to the show your old friend, Siegfried Tieber.
Well, hello.
Hey, Siegfried.
Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Very well. I'm very, very excited to be here. Given the current situation in the world, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
That's great. I would love to bring Matt and Tim back now because me, Matt, Tim, we all saw Robert perform live, but we have yet to see your magic, Siegfried, live. You were, of course, scheduled to appear at Liberty Magic in the spring, but COVID-19 had different plans. So we were hoping there might be a selection of your show that you could share with us virtually.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I'm glad that you mentioned that, Zoe. Thank you very much. In fact, what I want to share with you guys are 2 performance pieces that I intended and developed because I intended to share those with you at Liberty Magic. So I want to share with you, to show you, to invite you to play with 2 of my latest passions and obsessions. Order and the chaos, or chaos and order, depending on how you decide to look at it. A traditional Rubik's Cube like this one is roughly 3 by 3 by 3 inches. Is composed of 21 individual pieces that interlock together and has 54 little colored squares. However, this tiny little cube allows a number of possibilities larger than the human mind can imagine. Hi, Matt.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful.
I'm glad to hear that. Matt, does this look like a mixed Rubik's Cube to you, or shall I mix it a little more just in case?
Maybe a couple more times.
As you wish. Pa, 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 poo, poo, poo. Good?
Okay, that looks good to me.
Happy?
Yes.
I'm happy if you're happy. So, this is
Maybe
going
one
to
more
be...
time. Maybe one more time.
Keep you on your toes.
Okay, good.
Yes, he is. Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. So this is going to be our starting point. I will try to bring it back to what we call order. If you think about it, the mere fact that this thing rotates on every single axis and the pieces don't fall apart or get stuck together is amazing. On its own as an object, The Rubik's Cube is a marvel of design and engineering, but much more than as an object, I like it as a concept. There are over 43 quintillion different possible combinations of a Rubik's Cube. Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion. 43 followed by 18 zeros. According to our current understanding of the universe, the Big Bang, the beginning of space and time, took place approximately 13.8 billion years ago. There are more combinations of a Rubik's Cube than there are seconds in the history of time. But only one of those countless combinations, only one of those we call order. This one.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So, where am I going with all of this? This, what we call order, is very, very delicate. You see, if I turn the cube 1, 2, only 3 times, you can still see a few patterns of color, right? A lot of yellow over here, a lot of white over there, but it's already pretty mixed after only 3 turns. 4, 5, 6, only 6 turns, and the order is completely destroyed. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'll mix the cube a little more while I do that. I'll look at you, you look at me. Someone might think that maybe I'm trying to keep track of the order and then I'm going to reverse it. If I could do that, I would be bragging about it. Tim, I'm working with you, right?
Well, if I were in the room, though, I would need you to hand that to me, and I would mix it up.
Absolutely. And if you were here, I would hand this to you all evening long to mix as much as you want. For now, Tim, mix. Yeah?
Looks good.
Lovely. So this right here, right now, what we just created is one of over 43 quintillion different possible combinations. Just like this one. This is as unique and unlikely as this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. Now, I will try to solve this one. The Rubik's Cube is said to be the world's best-selling puzzle, but I think the word puzzle doesn't do justice to it. This is not a puzzle. This is a tiny little world of possibilities. Ha! Now, let's manage expectations. This, of course, is supposed to match that. I don't mean to belabor the point, but there are over 43 quintillion different possible combinations. If just one side matches on both cubes, that would be pretty good. Would you agree?
Oh, yes.
Oh, of course.
That would be good. If 2 sides match, I'd be very impressed myself. But if all 6 sides match on both cubes, spooky.
Spooky.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Oh,
Those
wow.
2 match. See, those really match color by color by color. That's side number 1. That's side number 2. They also match. 3,
Oh, wow.
4, 5. Every single one.
Good job.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's leave this aside for a moment. There is something else I want to share with you. I got interested in magic as a theatrical art form approximately 13 years ago. What I want to share with you now is my all-time favorite sleight of hand illusion. It's something I've been doing for years and I love it. My friends love it. I'm starting to think that you are going to love it as well. My friends call this the bill thing, like the thing with the dollar bill, the bill thing. For this, we need 2 bills, 1 and 5. And like before, if you guys were here with me, I would hand one of these to you. For now, I'll have to do all this on my own. That's 1, that's 5, Ta-da-pa-pa. 1, 5, nothing else in my hands, nothing else in my sleeves. I actually do not have any sleeves. At this point, I would ask one of you guys to hold out your hand and hold on to one of these. For now, I'm going to leave it underneath my wallet. There's nothing else in there. Here comes the fun part. I'm going to take out just one of the 2 bills. Pa-pa-pa. 1. Whatever happens, whatever I say, whatever I do, do not take your eyes off the bill. You don't want to miss the fun part. 1, don't take your eyes off it. 2, do not blink. And 3.
Oh, wow.
Now I have the 5.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's the 1.
Oh.
And that's the bill thing.
The bill thing. I love it.
That's the bill thing.
So good.
Thank you very much. It's very
Oh, wow.
fun too. I was looking forward to sharing this with you.
Oh, that's great. It's the magician stimulus package.
If you think about it, the people, when I share this piece with people, many people often tell me, hey, if I give you a 1, can you turn it into a 5? If you think about it, they
Turn it
only
into
think
100.
that would be even better. If you give me a 1, I can make it a 1. That I can do.
Love it. Well, Tim and Matt, you got to hang out backstage in the VIP parlor room at Liberty Magic with Robert.
Yes.
Now is your chance to do that with both Robert and Siegfried. Do you have any questions for these guys?
Yeah, as Magic fans, we were really excited last year when Liberty Magic opened because there really hasn't been anything like this in Pittsburgh at all. But you're both based out of Los Angeles, which is arguably one of the epicenters of Magic in the United States, especially with the Magic Castle, as Zoe brought up earlier. So my question to both of you is, why do you think an area like Los Angeles has been like a magnet for Magic?
Yeah.
Rob? I have a very clear answer, and we might have the clear answer. Do you want to go ahead?
No, you go first.
Oh, okay. In my mind, and I would think most magicians would agree, there is the Magic Castle in Los Angeles, which is, I think, so we mentioned it earlier today, a venue for the performance of magic. The Magic Castle as a theatrical venue opened in 1963, and because of that place, it is that magic in Los Angeles has become such a hub for magic worldwide. There was this figure in the world of magic called Dai Vernon, a gentleman. He was originally Canadian. He moved to New York. Then when the Magic Castle opened in 1963, he opened to Los Angeles. He was a very, very influential figure to the art of magic. We magicians would say that music had Beethoven, physics had Einstein. We magicians had Dai Vernon. So when he moved to California in 1963, magicians started to congregate around this mastermind of magic, because the word spread that he was willing to share his knowledge with others. I was born and raised in Ecuador. Dai Vernon, he died in 1998, I believe. I think so, 98. Still to this day, the Magic Castle is what it is because of his influence. I moved to Los Angeles from Ecuador 7 years ago to be part of the Magic Castle and the magic community.
Ditto.
Oh, wow.
I would agree with that. Yeah, 100%. And also, like, Los Angeles, because it's the movie kind of capital of the world as well, there's a lot of performers here already. And a lot of people who do magic also do other things. Like Johnny Carson was a huge magician. So there were other people who in that field that also did magic. So it was just kind of was the place already that everyone kept coming in to do other things, that magic kind of helped spread out here. But even around the world, every country has their own little groups of magicians, and they think of magic differently. Their communities are different, and it makes the magic different. And so Juan Tamariz, who Siegfried I know is a very big studier of from Spain, like that kind of magic is totally different, but like they do the same kind of magic. So it's really interesting to see around the world how each country does its own different style of magic because they all form together and work on that. So like LA, I think we're really big in the United States on doing classics of magic, or like the linking rings or classic plots in magic. We spend time on making sure that those stay alive with all the original like sleight of hand that Divernon was doing, especially like linking rings. So I think it being in LA is because of Divernon, but it's very interesting to see how many groups it's changed around, how magic changes in different countries just due to their communities.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I'm so excited because this upcoming season, we have 2 magicians, both from Argentina. And I know they have their own kind of style of magic. So that'll be really exciting, especially after hearing you both talk about how the styles really shift in each specific epicenter. Love it. Well, yes, Robert, now I know you can whip out another piece of magic for us. I know this because on New Year's Eve in Pittsburgh, you literally pulled down a never opened antique magic prop. And then an hour later, you performed it in front of 600 people for first night. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you share us another piece of magic?
Siegfried's never heard that story.
It was terrifying.
In the lobby, they have a bunch of like magic artifacts or like different props sitting on the thing. And there was one that I was like, I bet you if that's never seen the light of day, I'll just do it. And then I just took it and I just did it. Because why not?
I'll just do it.
So I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks. I don't know if Siegfried's ever seen this. Siegfried, have you ever seen this before? Oh, we're getting everybody.
I like it.
Have you seen this before?
I am familiar with the performance piece that involves this. I have not seen you perform it.
Okay, great. This is one of my favorite pieces because it's kind of like a puzzle. It's kind of like a challenge. It was built in a challenge way to get one of these colored balls in your control. But the tray is here so that you can't really, you can't have one hand free because it's really kind of hard to hold onto the tray with one hand. So we've got 6 colored balls here: yellow, green, red. My whole show today is just colors. That's what we're back to primary days. Colors. Oh no. All right, Tim. We've got yellow, green, red, blue, black, and white. Which color would you like?
Yellow, please.
Yellow. Okay, perfect. We'll use the yellow one. Oh, I dropped the yellow one. Gwen's running to get. So the tray, as Gwen runs to get that, we'll put the other balls on the tray.
The unseen assistant, Gwen.
Oh! I don't know how she's gonna.
Are we gonna see her?
Oh! It's like I had a third hand to do that. The whole goal of this trick or this challenge is that you have to try to get the yellow ball into the shot glass or whatever ball you want to. What makes it difficult is the all the balls will shift when you do that. So eventually you can figure out the skill in order to get the ball to kind of jump up, or if you don't want the red one, you figure out the motion to get that one ball to come up. See, I only got 2 balls there. That's good. But they made the challenge a little bit harder. And the way they did that is they had a glass, and they would place the glass on top of that shot glass. So now I have to get the shot glass up in order to get the yellow one in this case.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit more difficult. And the tray here, you have to hold on to it. So I want to keep some kind of mystery to this. This is one of my favorite things ever. I want to still keep a little mystery to it. So I'm going to cover it up so you can't see it quite yet, because that's kind of my favorite part of magic, is there always has to be a kind of mystery to it. So here's the situation. Now my hands are never going to get close to the center point. We'll cover that up. Now the goal is, like I said, is to try to get the yellow ball into the shot glass. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. It happened.
Oh, goodness.
It happened. You didn't see it? Okay, I'm going to try it. You can see that.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. Robert, thank you so much for streaming in today and sharing so much color magic. I love it.
New category we invented today.
Yes. Well, congrats again on your engagement, and I hope you and Gwen enjoy your little staycation during quarantine.
We will. Thank you.
All righty. That's so great. So that just about wraps up the show. Siegfried, I want you to hang out because I'm going to ask you to close the show tonight. I do want to thank Tim and Matt for streaming in. It was so good to see you both.
You too.
Nice
Zoe.
to see
We
you
miss
too, Zoe.
Take care, and we will.
Back.
Yes, we will see you when our doors are open again. Awesome. Well, that just about wraps up the third installment of Liberty Magic at Home. Don't forget to join our mailing list at trustarts.org/email. While you're there, drop us a tip in the virtual tip jar at trustarts.org/donate. Now, next Friday, once the kids are tuckered out from a day with the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust's virtual International Children's Theater Festival, open up a bottle of wine and tune in for 2 more exciting magicians right here. Now, I'll give you a hint. The episode may be airing here in the Eastern Standard Time at 7:30, but both of our guests, it'll be past midnight for them. That's right, streaming in from the UK, we will have Billy Kidd and Guy Hollingsworth. It's going to be such a fun show. Alrighty, guys, that's just about all from me tonight. So cheers, and Siegfried, take it away.
Oh, well, thank you, Zoe. There is one more thing I'd like to share with all of you. We started playing with these two, and Matt mentioned if he were here with me, I'd hand these to Matt to mix all night long. This is, as mentioned, a traditional Rubik's Cube, the way it was originally designed, the same size, the same mechanism. We started this journey, this conversation with order and chaos. I like that idea, the juxtaposition of the two, because only by seeing one, we can appreciate the other. So, order and chaos, or chaos and order, depending on how you decide to look at it.